The altar of no difference, today on Fortitude through Stoicism, and this is my 365-day journey of implementing the ancient philosophy of Stoicism into the life of this modern masculine man. Before I do the quote, just a quick reflection. I record these videos. I'm using the Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. I have my own notes, my own study, my own reflections. And when I record these videos, it's raw, it's real. It comes from the heart. And honestly, I go back and watch my videos to see my progress as a form of reflection. I don't even remember the words that I say when I'm doing these videos. So when I go back and watch some of these videos, I'm like, man, that was really good. Or, ooh, you missed the mark there. The reason why I bring that up is this is my personal individual journey. And yes, I've seen my mindset shift over the last year that I've been doing this. I've actually really come to enjoy these reflections, and you know, we're coming to the end here, and it's a little bit sad because this has become a habit, and I'm shifting into Buddhism, as I talked about, for my 2025 focus, for my peace, and I'm gonna miss these videos. So today, the quote by Marcus Aurelius. We are like many pellets of incense falling on the same altar. Some collapse sooner, some collapse later, but it makes no difference. So I read this lesson last night in preparation for my reflections and my thoughts, and I struggle with this one a little bit. Here's why. Ryan Holiday uses a few examples here. He says, what's the difference between you and the richest person in the world? Or you and the oldest person in the world? Or you and this tallest, smallest, whatever, down the line. What he's saying here is that measuring ourselves against other people makes acceptance extremely difficult, because we want what they have. Or we want how things could have gone, or what would have happened. This is that wanting, right? This is that craving something. You can look at it as greed, what have you. But again, this is in alignment with part of our suffering, isn't it? Because I remember this as a boy. I was very poor. Wasn't allowed to go to kids' birthday parties when I got an invite because we couldn't afford a gift. And I always felt like an outsider. I always felt like the kid left on the sidelines, the kid left out. I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be part of the group because it didn't feel good. And so I would say from an early age, this has been one of the greatest things that has affected me because, yeah, when I was young, and I was poor, I felt that my misery was because of our lack of money. So then when I was a young man, just out of the Marine Corps, into my first profession, the mortgage business, I was driven. I was hungry. I was money motivated. And all of a sudden I started making shit tons of money. Didn't affect my level of happiness. In fact, it added to the chaos because I wanted what? More, right? I wanted more. I was doing good. Made into the top 150 in the country out of thousands of originators. Got on all these trips. I was like, wow. But I want more. I want President's Club. I want to be in those very few people that get to go up on the stage, right? And, I made President's Club. But then it wasn't good enough. I wanted diamond. I wanted those 10 people who got the Rolex, right? It was always wanting more. So I was always pushing myself, always hungry for more, always comparing myself to other originators. Now I fast forward, and in my career, one of the tools that I use is I measure one business against other. I measure their gross profit, their net income to other businesses in their industry. It seems like we're always measuring ourselves against someone else. It's like a litmus test, a measuring stick to gauge our performance. For me personally, though, here's been the biggest shift. I would have to say it was Instagram. I would say it was really Instagram, because as I was going through my growth journey, as I'm making progress, as I'm doing all these amazing things, I saw like these incredible like Instagram profiles, these people like living these amazing lives and these amazing things, and like it looked from the appearance. And oh my God, everything that they put out there, they look beautiful. They're not a blemish, they're gorgeous, all this other stuff. But when I actually met that person and you peel back the curtain, real life is not what they're showing you on Instagram, right? In person, I was like, ooh, she's a little rough. She doesn't look like she looks on her videos, right? Filters and all this other stuff. It's ingenuine, right? And listen, I'm guilty too. I don't put my shittiest pictures up on social media. I put the good ones, right? That's why I don't do it. That's why I gave up. I realize this is a false narrative, and we start telling ourselves lies, right? So what's the difference between you and the richest person in the world? Well, let's use Elon Musk. Easy target right now. Would you want to be that guy? You have probably about 3 billion people in the world who hate him. He has to have a full army of security everywhere he goes. His story, his kids hate him, the whole deal. Guilty. Do you really want to be that guy? Why are we measuring ourselves against that guy, right? Yeah, he has a little bit more money, but with that money, he doesn't have any peace. I mean, I look through the news articles and almost every other article is attacking him. Now, maybe he doesn't give a shit, and that's awesome. That's a good Stoic move, but really, if we spend our energy always with the tape measure, measuring ourselves against others, what does that do? That takes away from the energy that we can use doing the things that we want to do. So when we're looking at this quote, some people will say Marcus Aurelius here is being a pessimist. Others will say he's being an optimist. But really it's just the truth, right? It's really just the truth. Again, it's an external event that we're putting our perception on. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. I am not. That is the truth. Is that good or bad? Irrelevant. That is a perception. If we put that on there, that is us giving in to external events, letting that noise into our heads. The reality is we're all here. We're all going to die. Elon Musk is going to die. You are going to die. We have a very finite period of time that we get to live this life. We get to enjoy this rodeo. How much of that time do you want to waste paying attention to Elon Musk? Or looking at another person? I mean, this is a lot. We all do this, right? Oh, she's got bigger boobs, nicer, tighter butt. Women do this shit all the time, right? Guys do it. But what does that do for us? Has it ever really benefited us? I mean, really. Gives us some anxiety, gives us some emotional turmoil. And I'm going to be truthful. I have blocked this out. And so now I really compare myself to me. I have my metrics for my whoop that I track, right? So I have KPIs that I hit. I push myself. I compare myself to what I've done. My goal this year is to do $4 million in business. That's my goal. I'm going to do $4 million in revenue this year. Last year I did $3 million, almost. Almost. I'm not comparing myself to other project managers. Yeah, I'm ranked 24th in the nation. 24th in the nation out of a whole ton of people. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Because I get the other PMs calling me all the time and complaining about the ranking system. It's unfair, blah, blah, blah. You know, they can't make up ground. Man, I don't know. I don't know what he does. I don't know his business. I don't know how smart he is. I don't know how hard he works. Been here a long ass time. I'm not him. I can't compare to him. I really can't. All I can do is compare to myself and my previous performance. That's the only real apples to apples test, because everything else is a flawed scale. It's not the same. You can't compare. So then you're putting yourself at a disadvantage mentally. Anguish. I have found blessing in looking at myself in the mirror every day and saying, yeah, man, you ran hard yesterday. You did good. But I'm going to do a little bit better. I'm going to do a little bit better than you did yesterday. That's a conversation myself. How am I going to get a little bit better? And so after I've been through this journey now, 4 or 5 years into my recovery, my progress, my growth journey, the gains, man, I fight for fractions of an inch. I mean, I do all the things. So we'll take a look at my body, right? Now I'm sick right now, getting over some nasty stuff. In my normal daily cadence, right, I have a minimum and I have a maximum, right? I have my floor and I have my ceiling. The reason why I give my floor and my ceiling for my goals, I'm a power of one more guy. Power of one more guy, right? So I have to cap my efforts, because if I don't, I'll push too hard. I'm also a guy that never really feels like he gave enough. I ask myself, Shawn, did you leave it all in the field today? Or did you leave something in the tank? And I'm very critical of myself, because no matter how bad my recovery is, even if I'm sick, no matter what, I'll hit my goal and I say, man, I really feel like I had something left in the tank. I feel like I cheated myself today. So because of that, to eliminate that, I had to put in a floor, right? If you're feeling sick, I'm sick. I had shitty recovery, didn't sleep last night. I'm already up. I already got my hour-long walk done. If nothing else happens today, if I can't get to the weight room later, I've hit my floor, man, because I'm in the red for recovery today. My whoop says fucking seek sunlight. No working out is what my whoop says today because of my recovery. But that's not okay for me. So I'm not going to judge myself against other people and what they do, their performance, their disciplines. What I can do is I can only compare myself to myself. And so, yeah, I hit my floor today. I've exceeded my minimum goal. And with that, I have to have the comfort that I gave 100% of the 26% recovery that I have. And that's why I do my whoop every day, because I exceed, right? I know how much recovery I have. I know how much gas is in the tank, and I make sure my strain every day, just because I know that I left it on the field then. There is no remorse, regrets, worry, wonder. No. In alignment with the 4 agreements, I accept the fact that I only had this much to give, and I gave 100% of that. It gives me comfort. It removes that inner debate in my head, right? So, if I start focusing on other people, other things, you lose focus. You get distracted. You get off your path. You get emotionally twisted. You start doubting yourself. This has been the biggest evolution for me, truthfully. And here, full disclosure, right? Full disclosure. I love throwing my shit under the bus. Here you go, Mr. O'Neill, under the bus. When I went through my divorce, I was at my lowest point in my life. Physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, everything. Completely destroyed. My ex knew that. She knew how to. So, the quote, as I use all the time, Shawn, as a nurse, I've seen over 10,000 penises in my career. And on a scale of 1 to 10, you're barely a 2. And the best part about divorcing you is I'll never have to fake another orgasm again. That played through my head. Here's the truth. That was the end of 2016. I would not stand nude in front of a woman for the next 3 years of my life. I had that in my head. Shawn, you're useless. As a man, you got no junk, can't do anything in bed. You're not a man. Until I stopped listening to the noise. And yeah, I had to stack some bodies to prove to myself. Not gonna lie. I went on a little bit of a tear. It's the truth. But then I realized that was complete bullshit, because I've been with some phenomenal women, absolutely incredible people, and had a completely different result. The reason why I share that is, that's the danger in comparing yourself to someone else. Now, I don't compare myself to anyone else. I'm my own lone wolf. I am the Sigma. I don't give a shit. I walk in the room. This is my energy. This is who I am. You don't like it? There's a long fucking list of people that do. So I'm not going to concern myself with petty differences in the meantime, because I have way too much to offer. Sure, the richest man in the world might have more money than me, sure, but I guarantee he doesn't have the character that I do. Sure, the tallest person in the world is taller than me, but I bet they're not as powerful or strong as me, right? Or they might not be as smart as me. And yeah, there might be somebody smarter than me, but they might not have the charisma that I have to connect with people. So if we're ever looking at another person, it is never an apples to apples comparison. So we are going to have flawed information. Therefore, it's not true. None of it matters. It does not matter. So whether we die sooner, live longer, make more money, have more sex, whatever it may be, make no mistake about it. This is absolutely an individual journey. And your best competition is going to be in the mirror. And on that,